This one's going to be on Transdroid. It's not really a BitTorrent client, it's a BitTorrent manager. What that means is that you don't actually download the torrents to your Android device. You're actually downloading it to an external server where your real BitTorrent client is at. So you're doing it remotely, okay? Anyways, how do you install this? Make sure you have F-Droid, or you can actually go to their site and download this, the software too. But it should be in your F-Droid repositories, and you search for Transdroid. And they have two things. So the first one is the torrent manager. So install that sucker, and also the search here, and that's all you gotta do. Okay, let's get out of that. And as far as setting this up, so just open up Transdroid, and right here it says open settings. So we're gonna do open settings, and then you're gonna add in your server. Okay, so we're adding a new server here, and give it a name. Any name you want, doesn't matter. So I call it mine TSM here. And as far as the server type, this is basically, selecting your BitTorrent client that you have on your desktop or your server or whatever. So whatever it is you're using, make sure you enable, they should have a feature in these clients that will have like remote connect, or that sometimes they call it web UI or something like that, where you do, remote connecting to do torrents. So I'm using transmission, more specifically transmission daemon, but you can use the GTK version or Qt, doesn't matter. As far as this IP here, this is your router IP. If you don't know how to get it on Linux, you can do, don't do this, but this is just for me here. Let me see what was the command for that. Yeah, you can use, if you're like on an older system or something like that, you can use ifconfig and just type that in and then run it, right? And it'll show you your, your IP address. Or if you're on like a newer system, they use the IP package, and you can do like IP ADDR, and that will work on Arch where you get your IP, right? So for me, this is how I'll get my my router IP address for this system here. So my router IP is 192.168.1.102. Usually the last three numbers are, that changes, like 100, 101, 102. So this one's 102. So that's all you gotta type in here is 192.168.1.102, and then you hit OK. And the port is usually, it says right here, 9091. I don't think you have to type it in, but just to be sure, I'm gonna type it in, 9091, and hit OK, right? And if you enable, a password on your BitTorrent client, then make sure you add that in here too. And you need that to log in if you did that. I don't really do it for my local network because it's just inside my my Wi-Fi and all that, right? Anyways, down here you can actually do an alarm for that. That's fine too. And as far as the OS that you're using, so it depends on what you use, but I'm using Linux, so we can check that sucker. And all these other ones optional if you want to do some type of secure, HTTP and all that. Up to you. Not really necessary. But let's go back here. Other stuff you can do. Well, they have, what is that, default. No, let's do the interface here, the interface settings. So you can do like different results and stuff that you can do. This is not really important. Probably one thing that you might want to do is the refresh intervals. Maybe you set it to 15 seconds or a minute or something like that. And every 1 minute it will actually refresh your data, or they'll give you like different stats after your refresh. Otherwise, you have to do it manually. That's pretty much it for that. Yeah, I'll talk about some of these other stuff later on, but let's go back here. And after that, see, now it connects to my my host computer. So my host computer here, if I want to look at my torrents, I just do transmission remote CLI, which I talked about last time. Right, so this is from my real computer here, and this is from the virtual box that's connecting to my real computer here. So if I wanted to add something, remotely, I can go into search here, right? And I can search for, let's say, wallpapers. And by default, it uses ISO Hunt, but you can actually use other sites too. I usually like to use the kick-ass torrents. And in here, if I want to download something, let's say this 60 computer desktop HD wallpaper here, and they tell you the seeders and leechers over here. So I'll just click on that sucker, and there it adds it. If you didn't set up to do an interval refresh, you have to do it manually, like right here, and then you can see that it will refresh it every time you click it. So that's how they'll show you the updated stats and everything. As far as some other features you can do in here, let's click on this sucker. They do have a barcode or whatever here. I don't really have a camera in here to try any of these, but you know, you can do a barcode scanner where I believe you just scan like a QR code, and it'll just send it to your torrent client here remotely, right? And as far as the RSS here, I'm not sure this one is like automatic, like Flex Get, but you know, this one you can actually track your TV shows that you can do. So, for example, go settings here, and they have one right here where you do Easy RSS. This is by easyrss.it, and then let's say you search for your shows. So I like watching Arrow. I can go in here, and I can tell it I want the quality to be maybe 720p, and you filter it out here, right? Or or you can what's that? Let's say you want to filter out by the groups, and let's say we just want the group LOL or whatever. What the hell? Do that again. Mismatch. There we go. And then you can save it, like, you know, save it. And now you have your shows here, and you can check it every time. What's that? Where the hell is it? Let's go back. There you go. These are your shows here. And then you can go in here and check it. And you can actually download it if you want. Again, I don't think that's automatic, where like other programs, they'll automatically download the news episodes or whatever. I don't think that's the same thing on here, but pretty cool feature. Let's go back here. What was that? RSS. Now in here, anything else I forgot? Let's see here. Yeah, we did the feed builder. We did. You can actually add other ones if you have different sites instead of that one. Like add an RSS feed here for a different site if you want to do that. And let's go back here. Let's refresh this and see how we go. They had an update, nothing. There you go. So it shows us like 4 peers here, right? In here you can actually, you know, delete it if you want, or you can pause it. So you can pause this stream here, and now it should. Let's do a refresh here, and then it says pause. You see that? To start it again, you can do hit right here, and it'll start it again. If you want to delete it, you just go, you know, click on that, and you click on delete, and it'll tell you if you want to remove it from the list, or you want to delete the data also. So let's say we want to delete the data also. Click on that, and it deletes it, right? Anything else in here? Let's go back to our settings here. Yeah, okay, so we talked about some of the websites you can do that you can search from. If they don't have like an existing site that you like to search from, you can always add your own website search here, right? And pretty easy. You just replace the keyword with %s. Mainly, like, you can do a prefix search in your web browser. Kind of the same thing if you want to do that. So that's just for searching. Now, if you have like multiple servers, you can actually switch between them. So you switch different servers. So the one that we created was called TSM. But if you have more, then you know, you can do that. Like your seed box or whatever you want to do, that's fine. So that's pretty much it for the program. It's not a real BitTorrent client, but it's good for like remote connect. And I use this on my tablet a lot because I'm too lazy to go to my desktop to download some stuff. Um, so that's about it for the program, and should be in your F-Droid repositories. Pretty cool. Check it out.